nature-friendly gardening is very much in fashion right now, and the Royal Horticultural Society have gone so far as to say that we should stop considering anything that comes into the garden as a pest. Now, I'm not sure if I'm happy to go that far. I don't want to hug a slug. And a lot of people are taking that to kind of think that that means we should just give up, that we should just let the gardens go, let them kind of go to rack and ruin, and that's what nature's going to want. But actually, that's not strictly true. You can still have a really beautiful garden, and you can work with nature, and it can actually make life easier for you. When it comes to the larger creatures coming into the garden and causing you problems, the best thing to do is to grow plants that they don't like eating. You can also take this approach when it comes to the slugs and the snails. Stop trying to do battle, trying to save your hostas and your dahlias. Just grow something that they're not going to bother with. The smart way to deal with anything that you're considering a problem, you're considering a pest, is to get someone else to come in and do the dirty work for you. So if you've got the slugs and the snails, you can grow the plants that they're not going to eat. You can also attract creatures who are going to come in and eat them. So we have our plants for birds list. Make it a nice habitat for them. Trees and hedges, they're going to come in. The songbirds are particularly good at sorting out the snails for you. One of the best things you can do for a garden is to have a pond in it. Any source of water, even if you can't get that far, a barrel with something in it, even a saucer. The birds are going to love that, the hedgehogs are going to like that, and the hedgehogs are going to eat all the big slugs for you. If you've got some old wood piles, I know I said you're not going to have to let the garden go. If you have a few little patches, if you have somewhere for beetles, they're going to sort out the little ones, and this pond, this should attack things like the frogs and the toads, which will also eat the medium-sized slugs for you. So you don't have to do anything, everyone's happy, you're helping nature, and your plants are hopefully looking a lot happier. For the smaller bugs that come along and ruin your plants, all the aphids, the whiteflies, the blackflies, the likes of them, what you need is some predatory insects. They're also known as beneficial insects, but I think that sounds more exciting if we say predatory. It makes it sound like your garden's a bit more dangerous. And that is things like the ladybirds, which of course look quite cosy. They're quite cute reputation. Fearsome predators in the garden, they are going to munch their way through your aphids. There's also things like the lacewings as well, the hoverflies, some of the wasps. Often with these, it's actually the larvae that are doing, we'll say the damage, but actually they're really helping you. They're eating all those aphids and those other small bugs that you don't want. So you need to attract in the adults. And they still like to have a bit of nectar, the same as lots of the pollinators. But the pollinators, like the bees and the butterflies, they've got that long proboscis, like a tongue, where they can dip in, and so they can get into things like foxgloves and the plants where it can be quite deeply buried in. Whereas something like a ladybird, it really needs that pollinator laid out on a plate for it. So this is where you're looking for lots of things with quite flat flowers. Cow parsley family, anything that kind of looks like that. This is excellent for them, something nice and lacy, and they just need to land on it and it is straight there for them to get hold of. The likes of dill, coriander, fennel, they all do the job very well as well, the ammies. Lots of the herbs actually can be really helpful. There's the lemon balm, there's the mints as well. Achilles, also known as yarrow. Lots of different colours you can get them in. They give you that lovely wildflower meadow look, and in fact the base model of it is native, and that is something they really enjoy. And lots of those simple daisy flowers as well. The sunflower family is really good for them. Got the rudbeckia here, and cosmos as well. But if you can get that balance right in the garden, so that you're drawing on all of these larger creatures that are going to deal with the smaller creatures, then as I said, you can just sit back, you can enjoy the show, you don't need to be going out there, you don't need to be using sprays, you don't really have to be trying to fight against it all. Bring in the good stuff instead, and they will deal with the bad stuff.